Thanks so much for staying with us. Chris May and Nicole Karkic in for Suzanne Leonard on this Friday. As if we get this much closer to the weekend, can hardly wait because you have the long-range forecast coming up in a little better than 3 minutes.
Absolutely. We'll also talk about what it looks like in the west. There are some thunderstorm potentials also in Vancouver for Game 5 tonight. It looks like a little bit of cloud cover. We'll have more details on that, of course, coming up.
Playing ultra superstitious, I'm not going to talk about hockey.
The interesting thing, too, Chris, we were talking about how Windsor saw the rain, but Sarnia spared from the rain, just some overcast conditions. As we look at the radar returns, notice that we're still continuing to see a little bit of rain towards southwestern Ontario. This is starting to travel towards areas just near Hamilton, potentially. Slight chance of rain showers through the overnight into Saturday. And a look at our totals here in through cottage country. It's going to be a little bit soggy for Saturday, and as we look ahead to Sunday, things are clearing out, so keep in mind that Saturday is the day where you need to plan the card games, the indoor events, because that's when we're going to see the brunt of the rain on the weekend. But through tonight, keep in mind, southwestern Ontario, a chance of isolated severe thunderstorms. While our temperatures have certainly cooled down, we are still seeing a threat of some active weather into the afternoon. And for Saturday, widespread risk of mainly non-severe thunderstorms throughout southern Ontario, pushing towards Ottawa and even in through Montreal. So we head into the evening, temperatures shaping up like this. 18 degrees in Toronto. Today kicks off the Luminato Festival, so if you're heading outdoors, 18 degrees, certainly a light jacket is in order. Heading towards the east, we are looking at a scene here. You can see certainly the lightning strikes. Here it is, what you've been waiting for, your long-range forecast, which includes the weekend. For Saturday, fair conditions across the Maritimes. Good day to get outdoors because this system's going to bring you rain into Sunday. Newfoundland, the Avalon Peninsula, still seeing rain. Sunny across the southern prairies, but Alberta still going to get hit by some rain over there. We do have the potential to see thunderstorms across southern Ontario, eastern Ontario, and southern Quebec for Saturday. And by Sunday, it marches along and pushes towards the Maritimes, clearing out and through most of Ontario. So Sunday looks like the best day to head outdoors, plan any sort of events or garage sales, what have you. Seasonal temperatures across the prairies, but this storm then pushes towards southern Saskatchewan, southern Manitoba. Quite a bit of rain, certainly fueling flood concerns across the southern prairies as we head into the weekend, and it inundates us for Monday as well, with the chance of some isolated non-severe thunderstorms. High pressure in place in southern Ontario for Monday as well as into Tuesday, setting up for a fairly nice week. Temperatures will be more seasonal. Guess what? You've tuned in at a perfect time because we're counting down to your local forecast details. They start in less than 50 seconds from right now. And as we look ahead to a few select cities into the weekend, Montreal, chance of showers on Saturday and Sunday. It looks to be a clearing trend, 20 degrees for the weekend, so fresher air than we saw earlier this week. Halifax, today and tomorrow, looking pretty good in terms of our temperature. Saturday, though, we'll see more sun than we're seeing today. Toronto, Saturday, chance of rain. By Sunday, things are clearing out towards Windsor. Chance of thunderstorms today and leading into your Saturday. 25 degrees is the daytime high by then. Across the prairies, we do have a chance of seeing showers in Saskatoon heading into your Sunday. And for Winnipeg, showers will start to begin Sunday overnight into Monday. Quite a bit of rain in the forecast as the weekend rolls on and into the new week. Vancouver, your weekend forecast looks pretty good. You know what, Chris? While Saturday looks to be a little bit showery, rainy, and quite cool without the sun, Sunday for, I suppose, the big race day game, Sunday will be a clearing trend and 20 degrees will be the high. We do have a rainfall forecast in place through Atlantic Canada. We could potentially see 20 to 50 millimeters of rain when all is said and done. And the radar returns bringing us cloudy conditions throughout Nova Scotia, but New Brunswick looks clear. Newfoundland still seeing some cloud cover in through the Avalon Peninsula, and the western shores of Newfoundland will see the most rain into the weekend. Although for St. John's, you could see about 15 millimeters of rain. Today in St. John's, our daytime high is close to 18 degrees. Enjoy the sort of mild air while you can, because heading into the long-range forecast, we're closer to the 10-degree mark across the board. Southwestern Ontario seeing the most action. Earlier today, Windsor saw quite a bit of rain, a few lightning strikes here and there. Sarnia spared from the wet weather, but we're seeing quite a bit of cloud cover extending towards Toronto, north and through cottage country, and we'll see rain overnight tonight into the end of the day on Saturday. So Saturday looks to be the soggiest day across southern Ontario and towards Montreal too, as I mentioned. Sunday is that clearing trend in through Ontario and Quebec. But through tonight, keep in mind, chance of isolated severe thunderstorms for Windsor, for London, and while we're not that humid, we're still concerned about a few cells that have been inundating areas near Chicago, bubbling up and heading towards us here at home. Saturday, chance of isolated non-severe thunderstorms. You can see really across the board, but we could see some breaks here and there on Saturday. And again, Sunday's the better day. Today, isolated severe thunderstorms for Edmonton and Calgary. Stay tuned, the Weather Watch continues.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Chris May along with Nicole Karkic in today for Suzanne Leonard. But the most important part of the program is the fact that you are here because it's for you that we stand on guard for. We have lots of weather to get through.
We're going to get to your long-range forecast coming up. We'll also talk about what's happening today across the west. There are thunderstorm potentials across Alberta and for Vancouver tonight.
There could be thunderstorm potentials within the Rogers Arena tonight, depending on which Vancouver Canuck team shows up. Exactly.
And in terms of Ontario, much calmer day today, but we'll talk about the weather that was in Ontario this week. What, Chris, many people still around Tweed and Peterborough are without power, but Hydro One is working to restore everyone across the board in Ontario, at least by the end of today or into the weekend. What we have seen today with the radar returns is some rain close to Windsor, but not Sarnia. It's sort of scattered showers as we see into areas near London, but northwestern Ontario seeing a little bit of rain too. Through the overnight, the rain is going to continue to push towards London, Toronto, Kingston, and by the end of the day on Saturday, these are your rainfall totals potentially. But there is a risk of seeing some thunderstorms for tonight that could be severe in nature, isolated severe in southwestern Ontario, something to keep in mind. And for Saturday, if we do see some thunderstorms in through Windsor, Toronto, Kingston, and Cottage Country, they should be non-severe in nature. And Saturday looks like the wettest day of the weekend in Ontario and through southern Quebec. By Sunday, there's sort of a clearing trend on the way for you there. This evening, 18 degrees in Toronto. And Sound 16 degrees for us there. And in Atlantic Canada, a look at our rainfall totals in through Newfoundland. St. John's, we've seen foggy conditions this week. It's not really clearing up. And quite a bit of rain near Wreckhouse and Burgeo 2 to contend with into the end of your weekend. But for New Brunswick today, we're seeing beautiful conditions. Moncton 14 degrees into the evening. Looking ahead to Saturday, still a fair, nice day in the Maritimes and soggy conditions in Newfoundland. Southern Ontario, southern Quebec, Saturday is your wettest day with a slight chance of non-severe thunderstorms. Sunny across the southern prairies, Alberta, seeing potentially some thunderstorms there. And Saturday in Vancouver, Vancouver Island, variable cloud cover, seasonal temperatures. Seasonal temperatures across the prairies, but now we're seeing a lot more rain in southern Saskatchewan, southern Manitoba, and potentially some thunderstorms. They could be severe in nature, but more so we're looking at heavy amounts of rain. That will be a problem, of course, for areas that have been dealing with flood concerns through this entire spring. High pressure is going to start to clear things out in Ontario, so look at that. Around Montreal, a pretty good day for the Grand Prix in the area, but now we are wet in the Maritimes. By Monday, cooler conditions. Nice day across Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, seasonal across the prairies, but this low still bringing us rain in through Manitoba. And for Tuesday, it's still going to be quite unsettled across the prairies. If you're heading to the cottage this weekend on Saturday, if you plan to go sea-doing, you're going to have to contend with some rain and even the chance of thunderstorms around Parry Sound, 17 degrees. Also, the water very cold right now. Georgian Bay is only about 8 degrees. Towards Quebec, Montebello, 19 degrees with rain showers there as well. And in through Atlantic Canada, looking pretty good. We'll see about 16 degrees into the evening time. Slight chance of showers and a great chance that if you're looking for tickets on the street, they're going to be about $1,000. I'm just saying. I was checking online at Craigslist, and it's between $1,000 to $4,000. So if you have the money and the time, pretty exciting thing to do. Anyway, as we look to Ontario, a chance of isolated severe thunderstorms in southwestern Ontario through to Saturday. I know we're looking for better news perhaps for sunny skies, but Saturday does look a little bit soggy for Windsor, Toronto, Ottawa, and even Montreal with an isolated chance of a non-severe thunderstorm. As we head into Sunday, however, we'll generally start to see a clearing trend for Toronto and Montreal. Also, temperature-wise, it's not looking too bad this weekend. It'll be a much much fresher air mass than we experienced earlier on in the week when we were dealing with humidex values into the 40s, especially in southwestern Ontario. And in terms of our forecast for Montreal heading into your Sunday, it looks to be about 20 degrees, but chance of showers in the morning. It will start to clear into the afternoon. If you see any active weather in your area, you can always call our storm line. It's 1-800-463-WIND. You can upload photos and videos, of course, always at our website, theweathernetwork.com.
We have less than a minute to go before we take another look at your local forecast. Chris May today with
Nicole Karkic filling in for Suzanne Leonard this afternoon.
No, it's not because I forgot your name. I just wanted to give Nicole an opportunity to introduce herself. So
Thank you very
let's
much.
take a look at the stories that we are following.
Well, eager to know what it looks like across the country. Chris and I will have those details coming up after your local forecast. Right now, we're counting down to your local forecast details, and if you can stay right afterwards, we'll talk about active weather across the country, who's seeing thunderstorms today and into your weekend. And speaking of the weekend, we will see rain around Montreal for your Saturday. Daytime high of 20 degrees. By Sunday, things are clearing out. Great day tomorrow in Halifax, so if you can deal with the cloud cover today, tomorrow looks a lot better. Toronto, chance of showers for your Saturday, clearing on Sunday, 20 degrees on Sunday. Windsor, chance of thunderstorms today and into tomorrow. Across the prairie, Saskatoon, you have a slight chance of showers over the weekend on your Saturday, and for Winnipeg, Sunday, you'll start to see some wet weather returning for you there. Vancouver, Saturday, 17 degrees. Tonight during the game will be about 16 degrees into the evening with overcast conditions. Stay tuned. We have your local forecast details. They begin right now. We look to today, the storm effects still lingering because earlier the count was close to 50,000 people in Ontario still left without power. Hydro Run working to restore areas around Peterborough in through the Cottage Country region too. They should have things back to normal by the end of the day today or even into the weekend. Looking ahead to temperatures in the west, Vancouver tonight during your game, you'll see 16 degrees, overcast skies. Saturday, overcast, 17 degrees. You won't start to see rain until Monday, so the weekend not looking too bad. Calgary, chance of thunderstorms today, and on Saturday just inundated with a little bit more rain. In through Quebec, we do have a rainfall warning in place, 25 to 30 millimeters of rainfall in through the end of the day, and that was that same low that brought the storms to Ontario, Quebec, and the Maritimes yesterday. Still bringing us rain in through Newfoundland. It's a powerful, stubborn low, isn't it? Bringing us close to 50 millimeters of rain in St. John's, more in through the western shores of Newfoundland, and of course through Quebec where we have that warning in place. Ontario, cooler temperatures yesterday and cooler today. We are seeing overcast skies in southern Ontario, but southwestern Ontario, notice the reds and the yellows popping up on our radar. Those are thunderstorms and heavier amounts of rain headed towards areas near Windsor, London, where we could see some thunderstorms through today. And by the end of Saturday, look at our rainfall totals here. Of course, if you see isolated thunderstorms embedded, those amounts could go up. So the risk for today and for Saturday, widespread risk of mainly non-severe thunderstorms. For tonight, of course, many people in the city will be excited about the big game, and I was checking online. Apparently, you can buy some tickets for the bargain basement price right now of close to $1,000, or even some were selling for close to $4,000. My. As we look ahead to Saturday, 17 degrees. Sunday looks pretty good, too. Not a bad weekend, but by Monday, the rain showers will return. For Calgary today, a chance of thunderstorms. By Saturday, lingering rain, but things clear out by the end of the weekend and into your Monday. And speaking of those thunderstorms, here's that risk of seeing some active weather for today along the foothills. If we do see thunderstorms, of course, around Hinton as an example, we could see some large size hail. And heading into Saturday, it starts to push towards Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, Regina, chance of some thunderstorms for you. Some could be severe in nature here and there. So if you do see active weather, please call our storm line. It's a toll-free number, 1-800-463-WIND. If you're seeing the thunderstorms today or into your weekend, keep that number on file. We'd love to hear from you. We can upload photo and video, of course, as well, if it's safe to do so, at our website, theweathernetwork.com. Through to Saturday, we're seeing quite a bit of rain through parts of Ontario, 30 to 40 millimeters close to Barrie and pushing towards Ottawa. It will start to clear out into Sunday, but risk of isolated severe storms today in southwestern Ontario.